you going? I'm Ed. Trying to shake off the nickname Waste Ed, feeling like it's not the best look here as the primary school teacher. Just going to stick with Ed for now, and we're going to be doing some sustainable bites for you each journal. Meeting here on our beautiful Yugambeh country in southeast Queensland. I'm at a school, about 750 students at the moment, nearly 100 staff. So pretty significant base and a lot of landfill coming out of this school, which I suppose is the area that I've been working towards, and I'll probably focus in on for the time being in terms of how you can get started, maybe some simple hacks on reducing your school's footprint. Obviously a lot to be done down the energy and water consumption path as well, but probably I'm more here talking to you in terms of managing waste, or I like to refer to as our resources, trying to change that language around school. So really briefly, I want to, I suppose, use this opportunity to speak to you as a fellow educator who is swamped. It's currently Monday morning, week 10, and I can see the bags under my eyes. It's incredibly confronting, so I have to apologise for that. But speak to you from a full-time teacher whose core role is to deliver curriculum, but as an educator who believes in the overall education of kids being around the world that they're in, and the social values that we have and citizenship roles we have in our community in terms of caring for our resources and looking towards helping kids take ownership of their own future. So this whole thing for me comes under student well-being and kids starting to understand that they can take ownership in school. So these initiatives have all been student-driven initially. As teachers and as an environmental committee, we're 100% behind them, and we do a lot of the scheduling and systems that get put in place. I guess our journey started off when we realised how much landfill we were putting in to our local tip. We did a waste audit about 5 years ago now, and found that we're, as a school, we're at like 9.8 tonnes, nearly 10 tonnes of landfill a year. And the really scary part was that when we sorted it out, it was mostly compost and recycling. The kids couldn't believe it. They said, why don't we have somewhere to put this? And I said, I 100% agree, let's make it happen. So we started off getting some compost bins in our school. I mean, we got to do a whole composting episode, because especially as a Queensland school in a hot summer, managing that fermenting fruit is something that I've spent a couple of years really trying to figure out. In such a big school, I feel like in a small school it might be a lot more manageable, but we're talking about 40 kilos plus, a week of food scraps. The kids are coming down, so we might get a little bit of background noise. 40 plus kilos a week that we're now composting on site. So in terms of moving that much landfill and getting enough carbon and oxygen through it, honestly it's still a challenge, but we're getting better. So I'd love to do some composting hacks for you. We're at the point now where we're recycling our containers and using the income to fund other purchases, such as the Subpods that we've now purchased to do our composting in, so that it's closer for the kids. They can open it up, they can see how it's going, and it's not just locked away down in the garden as someone else's responsibility. Those Subpods are there, and our little legends from each class each day will go and drop off their food scraps in there. They put some scrap paper in as they go. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how we've gone about setting up systems that can keep this sustainable. I don't think there's any point in you as a passionate teacher on your own trying to take this on. It needs to be a committee and school-based decision, because you will burn yourself out. And I've had to ask for help from team members, and lots of people have come forward and want to be involved. I think as a person who's really passionate about it, sometimes you forget that other people around you share that passion, and they want the chance to take ownership of theirs too. So I want to talk to you a bit about committee formation and a diverse committee, getting student input into decision making, community input into decision making. So not sitting here as a professor in an area of expertise, just as a busy educator who's done a lot of hard work to try and make things simple. And so hopefully I can give you a few hacks and a few tips and save you some time. I'd love to hear from you guys on the socials. with the SSN team there. If you do want to share any stories or you've got any hacks to add on, we'd love some input from you, and I'd really like to get to the point where we can feature some other educators doing some great things in this type of field as well. Thanks guys, until next time.